What up? What up? Let me turn this shit up. We're gonna give you something you can feel today, y'all. Funk from the front seat. 9 on the grind TV. I need everybody around the world to clap your hands like this. We got a good one for you today, yo. I got my road dog, my brother from another mother. Way back in the day, we go, me and this brother. My guy SHYN is in the house. I see he just beamed in. So y'all hang out for a second. We're going to do this right as we bring it in. All right, now check this out. New York City, you in the house. Massachusetts, you in the house. Curtis, we got you. We love you, bro. Shout out my guy, Curtis Wilcox. All right, who else is? Oh, Long Island, I got you. Funk from the front seat today, giving you something you can feel. I'm feeling good today, yo. Oh, yeah. We got you all up in Delaware, Pennsylvania, D.C. to DMV. Sounds so good, they don't make them like this anymore, yo. We got some new music coming from my guy SHYN and DIGG. My producer today, Mr. Mark Lee, the man behind the glass, keeping it funky, keeping it fast, and never last, always classic. Minneapolis, what's up? MPLS, the 313 up in the DMV. My guys in Texas, Philadelphia, I got you. Chicago, Indiana. Shout out to my wardrobe consultant today. See, I love you, boo. See, you can see the yellow scarf, and I'm rocking the pants to match. So I got a dope wardrobe consultant. Okay, let's finish our roll call. Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia. I love my family. Down in Virginia and Georgia. Feeling y'all. See y'all in August. New Orleans. My girl Rocky, I know you down there. You just moved. Miss you, boo. You doing your nurse thing, man. That's a blessing. Shout out to my guy Kev. I love you, bro. We gonna ride this to the West Coast. Oh yeah, Tokyo, China, Japan. Hong Young High say, yo, Tokyo, Hawaii. Samoans doing the Humpty Hump. Humpty Hump. Oh yeah, I need y'all to keep me in your prayers, all right? I'm gonna need that. Dubai, England, Germany, Coccolino in Italy. Thanks for hitting me up the other day, bro. Elizabeth in Ireland. I love you, boo. Tanny Soul, Sister Germany, I got you. Ukraine, Russia, all the conflict in the Middle East. And yo, another devastating flood. Haiti, we got you. Jamaica, Puerto Rico, we got you. Check this out. Nothing but the funk right here on Funk from the Front Seat, 9 on the Grind TV. How y'all doing today? Y'all all right? Yeah, it's been a weird day, weird week, weird month. But yo, it's all good. Today, our very special guest, SHYN is in the house, man. And he's bringing that funk like he always brings it. He's bringing that peace, love, and harmony. We're going to drop some conversation. His drip is dope. I'm already looking at it. I just want to make sure that I acknowledge any transitions that we've had. And you know, of course, T.M. Stevens, we're going to talk about him later at the end of the show. But we love you, boo. We know you going up there now, doing your thing for God. And also to any birthdays, shout out. My daughter Maya's birthday is March 22nd, so that's cool. Love you, Maya. Love you, Kayla. You know, if you want to get down with us, just follow us on the thread, Funk from the Front Seat, 9 on the Grind TV, every Saturday at 12 p.m. And shout out to LL on the West Coast and my new funk family, the Skunk Mob. Y'all are dope, man. And, we'll have y'all back on real soon. So let's get the show started. Without further ado, I got to bring in my guy. He is here just for you. My dog, SHYN. What up, bro?
I'm good, man. How are you, Zach?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good, man.
I'm always happy to be part of anything that's funk. Anyway,
that's what's up, man. Yeah. You the guy, man. You doing your thing, and we've been in the same circles and running for a minute from back in the day. For my audience, that is, first of all, how are you and your family doing? I always ask that first.
Everybody's good. Thank God everybody's good. My kids are good. My wife is good. Everything is just like, we're just trying to keep it, even keel. Yeah. And, always ready for anything. So, everybody's healthy.
Yeah, that's the main thing, man. Without that health thing, man, you can't really do much, man. But yeah, so for my audience that's just now, first time tuning in, may not quite know, tell my audience a little bit about who you are and as far as what you do in the music game. Then we're gonna go back and talk about your childhood and your influences and things like that.
Well, presently, I'm an independent artist, no contracts, no record deals, no anything. I love music, and for the last 20 years or a little over 20 years, I've just been putting out music on my own for my project called DIGG. And everything that's in my head, just getting it out, via Pro Tools. And I have been playing live. In fact, the last time I played live was, I think it was 2013 or 14. And now we played down in New York at the, it's called the Spiral. Is it the one that's, no, is the Spiral? Somewhere up in Harlem. But we played, and it was a great show. But, I'm hoping to just make as much material to build a catalog. And if anything really jumps out, then that will give me more incentive to play. So I'm really looking forward to playing, the style of music is, the bass line is funk. It's just funk, then R&B, then soul, and then whatever comes from that, hip hop grooves. It's just making music and wanting to, trying my very best to stay a musician and to do everything possible to keep that alive, in spirit and in reality. So I play bass, I'm a vocalist, I play some guitar, I play keys, I program drums. I'm not really a drum player, and I've pretty much been sticking with the same crew, friends and colleagues that I've known for the last 30 odd years. That's my crew. Those are the people that I love. Those are the people that I think are fantastic in their musicianship, because their playing is connected to their soul, and that's what makes them even more phenomenal. Music was great in New York. New York was the place that sculptured me, molded me, and I miss what it was. I have no idea what it is now, not really. But I do, but I carry New York with me everywhere I go. It's just, it has outweighed the British in me, somewhat the Jamaican in me, the Miami in me, the Mass in me, Massachusetts. So it's just New York, man. That's who I am.
Yeah. You told me a story when one of our very first interviews we did, and we're hanging out with the amazing SHYN today on our show. And thank you guys for tuning in. Thank everybody. Stay active on the chat line. You told me a story about growing up, in your homeland, about how you guys used to have to try to get records and things like that. Share that with our audience, because it wasn't as easy as, like, say, people may think.
Well, I mean, we had record stores. There were record shops all over. it wasn't hard to get records. It was just that my interest began when the Jackson 5 came out.
Right. Okay,
and I started spending my own money to get that was the incentive. It's like the rest of life disappeared.
Yeah.
And I did not know up until that point. I thought I was going to be an artist. I drew very well. I was always the best in school as far as I had an eye that I think the other kids didn't have.
Yeah.
And I could I could put down what I saw exactly as it was, and I could even draw from memory. I must have had some kind of photographic memory at the time.
You do.
But when I discovered music, or when music discovered me, I mean, it couldn't have been anybody else. As much as I love Sly and the Ohio Players and Earth, Wind and Fire, but it had to be the Jackson 5 because they were the same age.
Yeah.
And no one sang like
that's
Michael.
The story. Yeah, that's
the to that point. No one sang like Michael like that. And I didn't even know I was being taught till I listened to Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
And Jermaine. Jermaine was serious,
Oh yeah.
And I had never seen a group of kids who played instruments. That was the difference. I mean, you had the Osmonds. I didn't really pay attention to them. No diss to them. I didn't pay attention to them. 5 Stair Steps, maybe I knew about. I'm not sure. But when the Jackson 5 came along, it's like it was the same effect that the Beatles had on people maybe 6 or 7 years before that.
Yeah.
Where they saw, John Lennon, George, and everybody wanted to play guitar. When I saw Tito and Jermaine on bass, that's what I wanted to do. So that was it for me. And that's what got me into guitar.
Yeah.
And then even although I got into guitar, I fell in love with the bass sound. And Jermaine looked the coolest. I wanted to be that guy playing. He played a Gibson EB something, EB5 or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. And I wanted that bass.
Yeah.
And Jermaine was, he had his shoulders hooked up like that. And and the fact that he sang he wasn't a smooth singer when he was a kid. He was growly and, just, what can I demonstrate that? But he just had that guy, oh, you thrill me, honey, you thrill me. And you could hear that in the voice, give back what I lost. I mean, God.
Yeah.
That was Jermaine. And, I have to say this. I don't think it's ever been said before. I want to use this platform to say it. The Jackson 5 may have been really, really talented. And with Michael at the forefront, who I think was just a godsend. But Bobby Taylor, who was the one chosen to produce them, I believe that Bobby was the one that brought out that soul in them. I don't think anybody else could have done it.
You're right. That's right.
Bobby was the one that basically kicked their derriers and brought that soul out in. And I'm sure that he saw some kind of soul kinship between himself and Michael. And he just brought that soul singing out in them. And I think when you listen to and particularly the first 4 albums, studio albums, I mean, you hear a soulfulness that started to smooth out after like when Looking in the Windows came and everything. Jermaine got older, his voice got deeper, and he smoothed out. But Bobby Taylor brought out a soul.
You know what's funny about them, and I'm glad you mentioned them. And what it's a great conversation because when I was even as a kid, I was like, these are kids singing love songs, making grown women cry. This is what was jacking me up because my aunt, rest her soul, we'd be playing as kids and playing Jackson 5. When she used to hear, I never can say goodbye, she's like, stop, turn that up. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And I'm like, Mama's Pearl and all that stuff that they were doing. They were singing love songs that were emotional.
Yeah.
to grown-ups. And I
Yeah.
was like, that's when I knew. I was like, man, there's people on TV that look like me. They got a cartoon, this and that. So I applaud you for seeing that, and and like you said, when you gravitated towards that,
Yeah.
we all have our first one, man, and
And
that's a good story.
and I'll tell you this. I think for as many singers I've worked with and seen learning songs, it is not easy to teach someone a song.
Yeah.
So a lot of singers have to have a knowing about them ahead of the game. And that's where Michael and I think Jermaine were different. Well, all of them, but Michael and Jermaine and Jackie particularly, because they were the lead singers in the group.
Yeah.
But you can't, everything that you hear Michael Jackson do, you can't teach that to someone. They have to know.
Right.
They have to bring something to the table
Yep.
with them, the very little inflections to the very last fade out. You hear Michael doing something incredible. And you'd have to spend a lot of studio time teaching somebody to do that.
Yeah.
And I think that's where Motown was fortunate that Michael just knew. They just had a knowing. And then that's why there's never, ever, and I dare to say will never be another group like them.
Yeah.
That is a connection that you just know. And through Michael Jackson, I found my own knowingness. But had the Jackson 5 not been around, I think whatever I feel for music today wouldn't be as deep.
Yeah.
And I think other musicians that came along, such as the Ohio Players, Sugarfoot in particular, Earth, Wind and Fire, helped deepen that love.
Yeah.
It was just incredible. Music when you and I were growing up was just a discovery.
Yes, it was
that
so
just
much of it.
went up and up, and the talent was just you were always challenged, and even although I went to music school, my theory, I was more interested in the theory in what Larry Dunn was doing, or Billy Beck, or any of or Quincy Jones, than in class, because they were teaching you basics, and the music school I went to still had a somewhat of a snobbery, they taught basic rudiments,
Mm-hmm.
and all the rules came from a classical point of view. But with R&B at that time and soul music, it was breaking all the rules.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that theory has had to, over the years or the decades, have had to teach those rules that were broken.
Yeah.
So it's great being a musician from that time.
Yeah, and the fact that we are still tasked with this thing, this journey that the Creator has given us, man, always makes me grateful to be talking to brothers like you. You're a pioneer, music pioneer. When I used to go see you guys at the Wetlands, and I keep telling that story over and over, how you literally was digging with your bass. I had never seen nobody really do that, and it was such it changed my life, because I like I told you, watching you guys perform on stage, you were interactive long before interactive was a thing, and it was that chemistry that you guys had. Like you said, the people that you worked with. And why don't you name some of those folks, man? Because a lot of people might not know who they are, but I want my audience to really know, man. Who were some of those folks early on with the trip and DIGG?
Let me rattle off. Let me see, from way back. Freedom Bremner, Mark Levine, Alice Thomas, Kia Lacroix, John Epstein, who left us some years ago, rest in peace. Richie Johnson, who also left us some years ago, fantastic drummer. I'm trying to make sure I'm not leaving anybody. And then there was a second phase. There was Angela Lyles, Michael Barnes, Chris Bono, Larry Florman, Glenn Mauser, Lynn Superior. Those were like the major cats of the first, of the history of the trip. And then when I started Dig Deep, I guess it more transitioned. I think Dig Deep just transitioned. I mean, the trip transitioned into Dig Deep. Tanya Tiet, Jerome Jordan, Howard Alpert, Tara Reynolds, Glenn Mauser again, who was there. God, it's just so many people. Sean Dixon, love that brother. Oh God, I should have made a list. I mean, it's just tons and tons of people. I mean, I know a lot of musicians. I mean, on the Trip Records, there was a certain amount of people because we were a self-contained band. Dig Deep became a revolving door of musicians who came to my head. Mark Unthank, Reese, and it just it whoever was available came to my aid.
Yeah.
So there are tons. Next time I have to make a list.
It's all good though. Because I was curious. Because I knew I had seen Tanya, but I didn't know Tanya was with y'all until I saw her. Because I had saw her also sing with Clayton Harding's band. At Wetlands, and then I saw her with y'all. But that's where I kind of was like, okay, if I ever do Nappy Head, that's why I kind of asked Tanya, hey, when you free, you want to do some stuff with us, man?
Yeah,
but she's a little ball of fire herself. I was like,
woo. My dear best friend Alka Bulan, who's a phenomenal singer.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Alka Bulan and I, from the first night we met, we spoke on the phone for like 3 hours. We talk on the phone almost every day.
Yeah.
She's really one of my besties. And I will say this publicly. There are people that you've met in your life. You do everything to make sure that you don't mess up the friendship.
Yeah.
So there a lot of these people that I've known for years, I hope to know to the day I drop. These are people, these are really wonderful people who when we see each other, time isn't missed, and they're just incredible musicians, and they just remain within my heart forever. They're just they're largely partly responsible for who I am today. Being around other people shape you. And help you become the person that you are, probably causes change, and you just want to be a better person probably because of them. But the times that I spent with those guys, especially in the trip, because we were together all the time. We either talking on the phone, we rehearsed for like 2 to 3 hours, 3 times a week. 3 times a week, and we played every weekend. And if the gig didn't go well, which was very few, it happened to us together.
Yes,
when it was great, it happened to us together. And we just shared so much, and that's just not something that I can dismiss.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because that's what I miss. Because with Nappy Head up there, we were always together, and it was just always us. Here, I find it difficult because you have to work with so many different people, so you can never really establish like an offensive line, a front. You know what I'm saying? That together, like sports. You got to always be and rehearse and things. And that's the one thing that I really, really miss, that I'm trying to get back as I continue this funk journey. Is just getting with the same people all the time, because that makes a difference. But it's funny because I saw about a month ago you dropped the Plaid, and you tell us about a little bit about the Plaid. Those are some of your new re-releases, and we got we got a couple, Swimming, Unwritten, and then we get the Party on the Roof and the Skinny Sound, and we got all that stuff loaded. So we're gonna be running some stuff in a minute for you, man.
Oh, and please play I Can't Bear.
I Can't Bear?
Yeah, I think I got you that one. Did you get that one?
You did, yeah.
Please tell me you got it.
Yeah.
Freedom Bremner is the lead singer on that one, and he's one of the most. He has a phenomenal voice, and we used to joke and call him he and I, soul brother number 5. You know,
Mhm.
he and I are born on October 5. But yeah, he's But anyway, going back to the trip. The Plaid album came out in '96. It was a rush job. We didn't mind because we were going to Europe and we needed product. And all this was possible because of a gentleman by the name of Mr. Thang, Paul McGovern, Mr. Thang. And he got us into the studio, got the album going. So when the album finally came out, when it was mastered and everything, we weren't really pleased with the results, you know. But we played the album anyway. It sold a lot of copies and everything. As years went by, you know, the trip ended. Around 2016 or 14, I can't remember. This guy, Mark Stone, who had a radio show in New Orleans, asked me if I had anything about the trip.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, sure. Now, by this time, I had mastered Pro Tools and everything. So I said, well, I'll just EQ it a little bit and send it. When I did, it made so much of a difference. Now, remember, back then, once upon a time, if you wanted to do something over, you had to go back in the studio. You had to remix it.
Yeah.
You had to remaster it and
Yep.
all that kind of stuff. I EQ'd this thing in Pro Tools and it became present.
Yeah.
So I just started doing it with all the material and I got wrapped up in it. Long story short, I ended up remastering 14 songs. Now, originally there were 10 or 11, but there were 3 that we had that were unreleased that I decided to put in on the album that captured everything we had done during that point. And because I was so much into documenting as everything I'd done, you know, I wanted to make this a part of it. And I did not want all the work, all the physical work and time that we had spent to just die.
Exactly.
You know, and not have any record of it. So I did everything I could to make it competitive, you know. So I ended up re-releasing it, remastering it, and I'm happy with the way it sounds.
Me too.
And I'm happy with the way it travels, and it makes me closer to the people that I hear on that record.
Yeah.
You know, so it captures us together, and it will always be that way. So that's good for me.
I was gonna say when I saw it, right? And
let me just say one more thing. Let me just say one
no,
more
go
thing.
ahead.
I just want to mention that the concept of the album is Freedom Bremner's idea. He came up with the idea for the Plaid album. You know, we were fans of Prince and the Beatles and everything, and we figured, well, if there's a white album and there's a black album, then there's got to be something in between.
Right.
I thought the Gray album, but Freedom came up with the Plaid album, and he chose the design and everything and the logo, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Well, we got that ready to go, that song. So, Mark, man, pull up that track. Let's drop it and let's sit back, relax. Y'all are hanging out with SHYN, Dig Deep, the Plaid album. Here's a cut from that. So go ahead, Mark, drop that for me. And thank you guys.
In the mirror, I see 2 people standing there lonely. The DJ temple wants to take over. That's when the war begins. If you believe in heaven, expect a lot of fighting. Oh, I can't bear, 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 oh, I can't bear, I can't bear.
I can't bear. Yo, we was talking the other day. Remember what I said, man? First of all, it's hot. Sounds
Thanks,
phenomenal.
man.
I said, man, y'all got this thing in your music where you get to a certain point, then you step on the gas, and it's always your signature. You know what I'm saying? As people listen, they know. They're like, okay, this is a little different, and right in this part, it gives you a different groove, man. So, who was the inspiration and kind of like help put the lyrics together with that, and who kind of put that together as a song?
Well, I'd written everything. I'd written everything. Oh, you mean the subject matter?
Yeah, just with what you guys were saying about, like where did that inspiration come from?
Oh my God, I was going through a serious time, man.
Yeah,
I had excuse me, when the first version of The Trip collapsed, I had writer's block. I couldn't write anything. And up until that point, I'd written fiction. I was able to write fictionally, just pull things out of the air and write about a sunny day, or, it feels so good to be alive, or bad thing better, and it was a collaborative effort between the group and everything. But a lot of personal things I was going through, and it was devastating that the first band had, had been dismantled. But when I decided to put the band back together, I done a tour with Mr. Thing in Europe and came back with so much so much being revved up, and just full of inspiration. And then I realized that the only thing I could write about was what was going on with me. That's the only thing that flowed.
Yeah.
So with that subject matter, it's feeling guilty for a lot of things, feeling like you can't, it's like it's a spiritual thing. It's like feeling like God is talking to you, and you're like, but why me? Why, And I'd heard some women or a woman that I was involved with, and it was just a lot of guilt, It was just a lot of guilt, and I just not being able to sustain it all, to keep it up, to carry that weight. And your first reaction is to anything when things get heavy is, I just don't want to deal with this.
Yeah.
So it was that kind of thing, and it was about forgiving yourself.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to do that.
Right, exactly. And I was going to mention something. We're hanging out with the amazing Shindig today. This is my bro, man, from way back. When we as artists go through something, a lot of times we're still trying to simultaneously stay in that lane of music, but it leaks over, and then we have to try to mix the two. And I did a lot, like you said, I can relate to that big time, because when I was doing Nappy Head, then I just, I'm going to just do Zachariah Cloud 9, a completely different thing, Spiritual Funk City, because I had so much stress about trying to maintain that other thing, and the guilt of not, doing this or doing that or doing that. You know how it is in the music business. But, man, I'm glad you explained that, because for young artists out there, you guys are watching this, brother. So it's okay to write about what you feel about. You don't have to follow any trend and be like, oh, I got to write, my booty shakes and, my this and that. No, go dig deep like in this episode. I always say that every time. At least 20 to 30 times I'm going to say dig deep, because it has so many meanings, We're going to run another one off this Plaid album, one of my favorites, Swimming, That's my cut right there, but you know what I'm saying? So, Mark, could you pull that up for me, please, sir? Swimming. Or if not, I can knock it out. And thank you guys for staying active on the chat. Like, shout out to my homegirl, Lisa LL Love, out there in Cali, getting up early. I know you said you get up when, blankety blank and Jesus gets up. So thank you for that. I remember you told me that. So, okay, Mark might have stepped away, but I'm going to go ahead and run this one, Swimming. I love this song, man. So y'all check this out. Swimming,
as river. Swimming as river. Many things I wanna do, I gotta do my way. Many things I
Yo, I'm gonna tell you why I like that song
Yeah.
so much, because that was Wetlands.
Oh,
That
really?
was
Okay.
dirt. That was the grit. That was everything Wetlands. When I listen to that song, it takes me right back there to that dance floor, that
Wow.
crowded little place, stinky little place. You know, that was that New York thing.
Yeah.
That sound, that all that stuff that you do in that music, man, was just phenomenal, man. So I just wanted to get that one in because that's one of my favorite cuts from your remastered stuff. And I've heard you
Thanks,
play all
man.
the stuff live, so I've been really fortunate, man. So let me ask you, we got a couple. We go to Skinny Sound and Party on the Roof, and we're gonna knock out all of these today because we're gonna make sure people understand really who you are and what you do. But as an artist, as a parent, husband and a family man, and a person of I would definitely say high moral character and fiber. We have a lot that's going on that's influencing our young people. And every artist that I have on this show, I want to make sure we take a minute so we can try to send positive messages to these young people out here. Because, through whatever fault it may be or however it may be, there's a certain portion of our youth that is completely lost spiritually. And it's not
Yeah.
about religion, it's about what they feel about themselves inside.
Yeah.
I was watching some information from somebody I respect online, and we were talking about all of these new words that come up for things that people should normally just be able to understand. We don't need other words to make it worse than what it is. Like for instance, I tell people all the time, you don't, I'm not bipolar. I'm just moody. I'm allowed to be that way. Doesn't
Mhm.
mean that I have some type of thing, clinical thing that they keep trying to throw at us. And they're
Yeah.
throwing so many clinical issues at these young people. If they don't have this, they got that. If they don't have this, they don't got it. If they don't get that. And I'm kind of thinking it goes back to us playing this music thing. When we was doing it and creative, we had feelings, but we didn't have this clinical umbrella of pills that they were just trying to shove down our throat to make us
Right.
feel a certain way. The music did that.
Yeah.
What are your opinions on that?
Wow. That's a loaded one. Let me begin by saying I don't know, and then work my way from there. The first, I'm trying to plant myself in there somehow, and I don't know. Can you break it down a little smaller for me?
Yeah. Basically, because I listen to a lot of the music today, right?
Uh-huh.
And it's not feeding the soul. It's not really saying anything. It
Yeah.
kind of just makes you feel less than if you don't have a car, a gold ring, a diamond watch.
Okay,
that
now I
kind
get
of
it.
thing. So
I would think just the need for material things has gotten much grander.
that's what I'm talking
Has
about.
gotten more grand. I mean, obviously we had less when we were kids, but we worked with what we had.
Yeah.
A lot of the music that we grew up with came out of the church.
Yeah. Yep.
And even if people who listened to it didn't go to the church, they were influenced by it. So they helped to carry that as well. Somewhere along the line, things changed drastically. There's something about the 80s that did something to make people gravitate towards materialistic things. Change, I think, when it is ascending, is so slow that you don't get a beat on it till it's too late. With the internet coming in, which came as the next thing, it gave a lot of exposure to so many things that you didn't have to leave your house anymore. I think people made a choice of what they wanted to get into. There were no more outside forces to be influenced by. Everything was in the privacy of their own home, whether it be porn. You didn't have to go out and buy the magazine and, you know,
Right.
sneak around the area like, oh, I'm just browsing, you know. Now you had it right here. So it changes your way of thinking. And I think that's happened across the board. Then the people who have been influenced by those things have lost regard for the youth that's following them. You feel like you don't need to teach them anything, you know, and it just becomes this ongoing domino effect of knocking things down and keeping things down.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's a sad day when people start making up their own Bibles, because your Bible becomes distorted, and you make up your own rules, and you make rules that rationalize what you do and give you permission to do what you want to do, and it spreads. Now everybody's a star. Everybody, to quote Sly, everybody's a star. Everybody can get on the podcast or whatever, and say whatever they want to say. And then most people piggyback on what other people have done. So let's say, for instance, you research something and you found a lot of mud on a musician, whatever, legitimately so, and you decide to report it. Then other people are going to take your content and get clicks, and they're going to end with, let me know what y'all think, subscribe, you know, click the thing, you know, and they have nothing to say. And then they're sitting like in their bathroom. You know, can you believe this shit happened? It's some bullshit. All this shit. And blah, blah, you know, and it's just, this has taken up, I don't know about international, but I know it's taken up American society to a great deal. So it's become distorted.
Yeah.
And it's become ugly. Yeah. And you have to work way too hard to keep your youth away from that.
Yeah, you do.
And to keep them on this, not even so much traditional, but this path of like survival, where you protect your dignity, your discipline, your character. That doesn't matter to a lot of people anymore. So some of the things that we see that are abhorrent, if we criticize it, then we're old-fashioned. So what is it takes naturally to be just, I don't know, a gentleman, a lady, or just a person is gone. Because people are practicing freedom without responsibility or consequence.
Yeah.
You know, it's taken on a whole thing, and it's affected music greatly. It's affected art, but I think mostly music because it's audible. You know, it's not something you put in a museum and you just stare at it and walk with your hands behind your back. You know, it's music is everywhere, but now it's not healing, and I think it's safe to say so, because we remember a time when music was healing.
That's what I'm getting at.
It was the last thing that that you could turn to. You know, you put it in your car and you're listening to, you can do anything and everything you wanna do. You can prove, and by the end of your car ride, you're like, man, thank you, Teddy. Thank you, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, for just giving me that message today.
Yeah.
That is minimal. Now, I think it exists amongst our immediate community because we know what's real. So we try to keep our songs and our content safe. Or no, I shouldn't say safe, but just like inspirational. You know, we just don't want anything to do with that world. You know, so
when you mentioned about and I was just going to put up one of these comments because Mark made a great one. Thank you, Lisa, for chiming in. When you mentioned about feeding the soul, that's kind of like what I was getting at, because when I look and I talk to so many people, man. I live here, you know, in the Triangle, North Carolina, Duke, UNC, NC Central, Wake Tech. you know, you name it, Winston-Salem. There's so many colleges down here and so many young people. And when I have this conversation with young artists in particular, I say exactly what you said. I said, there was a time, it doesn't mean that I'm chastising you or punching down on you. I'm not even frustrated with you. I want you to understand, okay, there are many colors of the rainbow. Just because it's this way and it's coming at you this way, it's okay to look to the left, look to the right, and be like, you know what? I'm not going to follow the crowd, the trend, because I know in my heart I shouldn't be talking about a woman's private area. I know that. But to make the money, to hang out, to be cool, to get that deal, to get on the radio or whatever, you know, or go to the rap clubs and hip hop and, you know, do the dozens with each other, this and that. I get all of that. Times will always keep moving forward, but there are some things that we have to bring back now. You know, that's what this show is about. Some things they can call me, get off my lawn, guy. I don't care. Some things I'm going to be pushing against because I know it's not going to lead to anything good in the future. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
that's the thing. And that's what I mean when I say that, you know, it's freedom without responsibility or consequence. People are not looking ahead. And, you know, a lot of people say that they care about the youth, but your display of actions doesn't it doesn't illustrate that. You know, it doesn't.
Oh, I was just gonna say, Mark dropped a great comment. You know, he said that you know, he was just having this conversation with his father, and he feels that his nephews are spending too much time on the internet and on things that are not enriching their minds. And that's part of, dare I say, that 1%. One day I'm gonna get shot for this, so y'all know. Don't mind me. But I know it's coming, bro. They're gonna boot you up the air. I know it. I can feel it, man. Because me and Curtis, shout out Curtis. Hope you feel better. We be talking all the time. He's like, bro, the things you say sometimes you're gonna come up missing in a trunk somewhere. I was like, so be it. But I'm on record. So right? Dare I say that this is part of something that they kind of want to steer our young people into, dumb us down, make us stupid, put out stupid stuff, defame this, defame that, be me, and then only 3% of the rappers that are out there, like your Jay-Z's, your Beyonce, or whatever, you know, your Ice-T's, Ice Cube, Snoop, this and that, Nas, whatever. It's a very small percentage that actually get to that up level. Everybody else is kind of like right there. What up? You know what I'm saying? That's right, Lisa. They want to keep us asleep, honey, and we ain't gonna let that happen.
My daughter is 12. My son is 10. He wants a PS8. She wants a cell phone. They're not getting any. They're just not getting any. I told my daughter, she said, well, when I'm 14, I said, no. I said, first of all, you guys have to display responsibility to me. I need to know that I can trust you with these things when you're on your own and you're not displaying that. So, no. So I love saying no. I've been practicing it. I'm good at it. And it takes nothing away. You know, I become a warden. I'm like, no, absolutely not. You know, and they see their friends with cell phones. And you know, when I drop my kids off at school, I see the other kids. And I don't know if I should feel bad for them or the parents or the principal. You know, I even went up to the principal one time because some of the ways that the kids, and God, I'm risking sounding really old right now, but some of the way the kids are dressing it's appalling. But anyway, I went up to the principal and said, don't you guys have a dress code? She said, yeah, we do, but we can't enforce it. So all I can say is that, listen, I saw a guy come to pick up his kids. Zach, grown man. His pants are sagging below his cheeks. What can I do? I can't do anything. So, but my two kids, I can do something about that.
That's right.
So whatever they think that is, you know, current, and I'm like, nah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to raise you guys to take care of yourselves in a certain way, and I can't. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I have to, you know.
I'm right with you, bro, because I'm telling you, my ex and I, my one daughter's in college. I'm proud of her. My other one's in high school. And we make sure that there is some hard boundaries on either side
Has to
that
be.
you're just not going to do. And Lisa's right. I'm reading your comments. Lisa. We are parents. We're not their friends. And more
Exactly.
people should think like that.
Yeah.
And again, I that's my pet peeve too about the whole pants thing, but the sagging, I get it. See, sagging, for y'all that don't know, if you spell it, is nigga is spelled backwards. So y'all better keep that in mind. Spell it, bro. Sagging niggas. That's not by accident. That's design. You know what I'm saying? Sagging is niggas spelled backwards.
Oh God.
That's facts.
You know what I tell my kids whenever they get into something with them. I'm like, listen, don't forget, I'm raising you. You are not raising me. Let's not forget that. You understand?
Good for you. Good for you. Parenting 101 right here on Phone from the Front Seat. Pay attention. So let's get back to this thing, man, because again, I teach funk school with Tony Cam. You're always welcome, man. When you come down, come with us to Virginia.
I would love to, man. Sure.
Yeah, man. We'd love to have you, man. Funk school in Virginia, and we're doing that. And Lisa as well. Anybody, any musicians, man, come be a part of this thing. It's our second year. And shout out to Tony Cam. He just lost his brother, 2 weeks ago, and we love him here. And it was just a painful thing, but a necessary thing, because now he's not in pain anymore. So we got you, Tony. We love you, bro. And Jackie, love y'all, man. When we look at the music game today, and we're all independents now, it's almost like it has flip-flopped. There are so many platforms, so many outlets, so many ways to get music out. Everybody can hear it, YouTube and this and that and the third, man. And that's the part of technology I do embrace and I do love. The fact that you can be where you are in Massachusetts and I can be here in North Carolina. And, people can be in Cali, watch us. That's what I think man has done a good job at, because as human beings, we can do things now that we could never do before, like you mentioned, Pro Tools and things like that, So I believe we're all on the right path, those of us that are in the light. That's why I've been fortunate to still be finding you. You're like, I've been expecting you to walk through that door any minute. Let's work, bro. Let's dig. For those of you that don't know this story, when I first saw this brother, I walked up to the front of the stage. I kid you not, he was singing. He took his hands off the bass and was singing, and he turned toward his body to the side. It had the bass like that upside down. And I was like, he really is digging deep. And I've never forgot that image. It blew my mind to this day.
Did I have a glass of wine in my hand or nearby?
You might have. You was doing you. You was like 4 different people at once. Because one guy was doing that, the acrobat was like that, the other guy was talking shit, and then he was directing the band. So I was like, look at this MF. I was like, who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? And you were so cool because you had to have all the way almost. I could barely see your eyes. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, look at, and I told you on the phone the other night, I said, man, I'm not a part of this. I looked up at God. I was like, I'm not. But this is how he works, because here we are. You know what I'm saying? Doing our thing. And, it's beautiful, man.
With the trip, because we spent so much time together, and because, we grew up during a time when groups, self-contained groups were the thing. There's so many advantages to that, If you don't like people, don't have a group. I love people. And I loved my friends, So being that we spent so much time together, we played all the time, we could have done anything that would have come up, and it wouldn't be choreographed, or we probably wouldn't repeat it the next night. But it just, I took from Sly of that, I don't know, disorganized choreography, or just that energy. I wanted that, and I wanted everyone to find their energy and bring it out on stage. Don't stand around, keep moving. No sheet paper stands, no music on stage. know the music and come on and play it.
Right.
And that's what we did. You know, we had to memorize and become one with everything we did so that at any moment we could go off and come back to the blueprint.
Yeah.
You know, so that was the demand for the group, is that, you know,
and that was genius, bro. I watched y'all a lot, man. You became one of my favorite top bands there. And it was a couple, but you guys were always so organically interesting and stage tight, but at the same time, you allowed the music to breathe. That's a gift that you have, man, that very few band leaders and people put together things have, man. We're hanging out with Dig Deep today. We're going to go back on the other side. I just got to drop a few shout outs to some people. Y'all hang tight. And then we're going to go through some of this new stuff that you dropped for me on the Skinny, for sure, man, and play a couple of others, man. But we appreciate having you. So y'all sit back, man, and just hang out 1 second. I got to give a few shout outs.
It's Joe Keys of Joe Keys and the Late Bloomer Band. Just did a show with my man Zach. Number 9. That's right. Number 9's got it going on. Check out Funk from the Front Seat. Zach Robinson. Serious good vibrations, y'all. What we need. Peace.
Hey, it's Chrissy Key Rollins here with Holistic Restoration, inviting you to check out Zach Robinson with Funk in the Front Seat. He drops new episodes every Saturday at noon on the East Coast time, and replays are posted for whenever you miss a live stream. You can find him on 9 on the Grind TV and also on YouTube, and get ready for the funk because he brings it every week along with hot topics, amazing guests, and great conversations. Again, that's Zach Robinson with Funk from the Front Seat on 9 on the Grind TV and YouTube. Go check them out.
Hey, this is Jen Vanderputten, writer of Code and Prose. You are watching Funk from the Front Seat with Zach Roberson. Tune in every Saturday at noon for excellent and important conversation.
Hey fam, what's goody good? What's really good? My name is Jeff Roberson from the gospel group called Jeff Roberson and New Life. And I'm coming to you from the town that we had to name it twice. It's so nice. New York, New York. And I'm bringing you some news about my brother from another mother, Brother Zach, who's bringing you his hot new show called Funk from the Front Seat. Listen, he's bringing you funk from the vault, from the past, from the present, and into the future. He's got that music that makes the hair on the back of your neck rise up. He's bringing you funk all the way down to your toes. This is that funk that makes you really want to groove. Stay tuned. Don't touch that dial as he brings you funk from the front seat. Listen, let's go.
Wiggle worm here, baby. Yeah, and I'd just like to say congratulations to my man Zach. Yeah, Club Funketeer number 9, keeping that funk on the shine for his 2nd year anniversary of his show, Funk from the Front Seat. It don't get no better unless you jump in the back seat and then jump back in the front seat. On the one. Yeah, keep that funk alive.
Hey, this is Keith Jackson with P-Funk Radio, inviting you to check out my brother Zach Robinson with Funk from the Front Seat. Saturdays, 12 noon on the East Coast and 9 a.m. on the West Coast. It all happens on 9 on the Grind TV and also on YouTube. Great guest, great conversation each and every Saturday. That's Funk from the Front Seat with Zach Robinson on 9 on the Grind TV and YouTube. Check him out.
Yeah, a few shout outs. P-Funk Radio, of course. Bootsy and Patty, love you guys. Bootsy got that thing popping in Florida today, so if y'all are down there in Florida, check it out with that. Bootzilla Records dropping all their new artists. JTRP, of course. Gabe Gonzalez, I love you, bro. On Wednesdays, Larry Funkster Jones, love you. Robin Circular P, Philly Phil, of course. On Tuesdays, y'all be dropping that serious funk. HJ Entertainment, Heidi, Kane and Jams. I got y'all. Tony Cam and the Funk All Stars. Oak City Music Collective, my management company down here. Love y'all. Afterglow 92416 and Q&A Entertainment. Thank you, Q, for taking my call and talking to me about some stuff, man. Patricia Diori, Aquarius Rising Arts and Graphics, Curtis Wilcox and George DeFunca Vinci, the artists of the nation of the now, DJ Coccolino in Italy, and Elizabetta in Ireland. And David Webb, Funk Chronicles, thank you for having Nappy Head Funk Army be a part of your amazing display. And we coming through there this summer, and it's an honor to be displayed in the Funk Hall of Fame. And everybody tuning in, all the people all around the world, you guys can go back and check the show out. Pull them up on YouTube, on Funk from the Front Seat, or my YouTube page. Subscribe, like, and do all that stuff. But truth be told, I don't really care about algorithms. I never did. So it is what it is. And we thank you guys, man. And we appreciate you. We're hanging out with SHYN DIGG. So you did a remake of the Isley Brothers, That Lady, right? And I'm going to run that because I thought that was beautifully done.
Thanks,
and what made you pick it? And what attachment do you have to that song?
Well, I think because I could do something different with it. I mean, I love the song anyway. It's a great. I've always loved it. It's always been a part of any playlist or cassette bunch of songs that I had from way back. You know, it's one of the greatest funk R&B songs of all time. But I never touch a song unless I know I can do something with it and you know, do it justice. There's some songs that are just, you know, they're sacred, and if you want to touch them, do them right. If not, just leave it alone. You know. So I felt I could do something with this, and I asked Jerome Jordan to sing that with me, and Tanya Tiet is on this song, and she's a person.
Tanya's on it?
Tanya's on it.
Wow.
Yeah, and she does a phenomenal job, as usual.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get in touch with her.
The first time I tried to do it was when I tried to record it 20 years ago. And so we had already had the blueprint for it, but it didn't come to fruition. And then just recently I decided, you know, let me try this again. And I've been working on it, and this is what came out. So, but I love the Isley Brothers, and I love that song. I mean, they were one of the groups that I bought. I literally went into the record store without listening to anything and just bought the album.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like they're not going to fail me.
Yeah, right. Certain groups were like that.
Right, and that's the way groups were. Right, you know. So
right, you didn't even care.
The Ohio Players, Earth, Wind and Fire, and Isley Brothers. Those were the guys for me.
Yeah, yeah.
They just like had me dance in my living room, making me wish I was up on stage.
Yeah.
You know?
Those are the guys. Yeah, you're right. Well, we're gonna run that real quick though. Shout LL Lisa Love. I did get your video shout out, so I'm gonna put that in next week. I just haven't had the chance, but I didn't forget, boo. Thank you for that. But that lady, the Isley Brothers actually has had an earlier version of it. I don't know if people know that. It was a bossa nova, right?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You know, long time ago.
Yeah.
So see, all right.
And you know, that kind of showed me people like him, James Brown, or even Bob Marley. I've heard them take songs that were done 10 years before, and they redid it. Yeah. And it became, you know, so if I would say to any musician, if you have a song, even if it's 20 years old from way back, just redo it. It doesn't matter. You know, put it out there.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm actually in the process of doing that right now with somebody, one of my soft dirty fans.
Yeah.
So we're gonna run this, man. That Lady. Y'all check this out.
Beautiful lady.
Loving that. See the trip. And shout out to Tanya. Yo, Tanya, call me, please. Shout out, man. I'm gonna bring my producer, Mr. Mark Lee,
All right.
before we get into the skinny sound. But I know he had something that he wanted to ask you. And we were talking about something a little earlier. Mark, you back there, bro?
Of course, I'm back here. I'm checking out what things are going on here in Shindig and his powerful comments and all along those lines. He's always got some insightful things to say, and I was definitely digging that mixture. And one of the things I was going to ask is, how do you bring all those different influences of your jambalaya kind of lifestyle into the
Oh
music?
my
'Cause I was
God.
hearing a little bit of everything in your music. I was hearing a little bit of that Caribbean background. I was hearing a little bit of that Miami sound. I was hearing a little bit of everything. So definitely, I was just wondering how you mix those various sounds together.
I really don't know. I think I've just been able to collect everything along the way, and of things that I really love. And I think if I feel what's there, it becomes a part of me, and somehow it finds a way to just just get in there. And it's like if I hear it, I do it. And sometimes upon rehearing it, you might think, okay, all right, that's not working, or whatever it may be. But I don't have any. I don't think I really have any concrete explanation for that. I think it all begins with the fact that I've just always loved music. I would be in trouble if there were no music, or if I wasn't a musician anymore. Because there's nothing else in this world that I want to do, that I'm connected with. Nothing, So it's it gonna do what it do. It gonna be what it be, So I'm just thankful that for anything that I've put out, that I've been able to, and I think one of the things that I have to be thankful for, and this all happened in retrospect, as far as life, is that if I'd gotten a record deal many moons ago, which is something I really wanted more than anything else, I probably wouldn't have been able to do a lot of things that I wouldn't have, because I would have been controlled,
Right.
And who knows, maybe something else would have happened and it would have come out a different way. But having the room to work the way I do and to choose the people that I want to choose to work with has made me happy, and it's been very fulfilling. I feel like, God forbid, but if I were to, pass away, and it wouldn't bother me. I feel like I've, been able to, I've tried to use my abilities to the best of my ability.
Yeah, if I could just ask one more quick question.
Yes.
How much, because you kind of alluded to it earlier, because I am one of those people that, like both you and Zach, thinks that music is very much a part of our life. And I am one that even enjoys, and Zach knows this about me, the sound of nature in the music as well. So I just wondered, how much does that sound of nature influence you? Because I am one of those people that will pause and hear a bird chirping or something else along those lines, and it can inspire me in a lot of ways and everything. So I
Yeah,
wonder, how much does nature inspire you, and the music of nature?
I'm sure it does, because I mean, I can look anywhere and be inspired, something. It'll take like a photo of it, I have a playlist of songs that make me feel a certain way based on things that I've seen and heard of popular songs that go from way back from the 60s, Burt Bacharach, Diana Ross, whomever it may be, that I just keep in a playlist because that's what they did for me. So if I'm driving, I'm in euphoria. I'm just it's a flash of just like different scenes and different sounds over the course of my life, whether it had to do with a girlfriend or whatever it may be, or a sunset, walking, not the woods so much, I'm not a woods guy, but but just anything. So yeah, to answer your question, it plays a big part.
Music, let me jump in there for a minute. Thank you, Mark. But music is a soundtrack for us,
Yeah.
And I was talking to some musicians the other day. They flew in from Texas. I was doing Uber, and they were playing a cappella at some contest. No, they were from Florida, the university. And we were talking, and I told them, I was like, it's amazing how since the beginning of time, the universe gives us the 12 notes.
Yeah.
And whoever has even touched the guitar and just went played one
Yeah.
of those notes,
Yeah.
And think about it, it's so profound. Like, this is how vast our knowledge can be and is if we tap into it. We're only using 12 notes.
Yeah.
So from the beginning of time, everybody has only utilized those 12 notes.
Yeah.
But look how much music we have made from all cultures, from all across the board, young, old, black, white, Puerto Rican. We still use those 12 notes. So so universally, we're all tapped into the same thing. But our minds are so vast, if we use them properly, that we can create something different all the time. And I think if we are elevating, as I see we are, the light is separating from the dark, especially now, age of Aquarius. Ain't that right, Lisa? So those 12 notes have become even more powerful.
Yeah.
They're even more powerful, because imagine if our minds could open up and we could use 24 notes.
Oh God, go buck crazy.
You see what I'm saying? So think about it. So that's what I'm striving for. I'm like, okay, I ask God every night, please give me that 13th note. Just give me one of them.
I know. And something else, Mark, just to I hopefully answer more directly what you're saying, is that because I can hear pitch, so I can decipher pitch. So if I may hear, as you said, a bird or whatever, and I know what is. And if it's catchy, it'll stay with me. And I can look at a scene and I can hear it. I can hear what's there. I can hear something, a chord or something that describes that scene. So that's
that
what I've been
energy,
able
man.
to do.
That energy that we're all tapped into, and you can't see my setup, but I keep crystals all around me all the time.
Okay.
And when you mention those things, I automatically feel the same way. That's why Mark and I have a connection. He has the unique ability, this man, to make everyone around him feel good. I've never seen Mark say a harsh word to anyone, ever, about anything. And believe me, I'm a handful, so I can't imagine handling me as a host.
It really has a lot to do if you're willing to hold on to your spirit, to what is true.
Yeah.
I think a lot more people could do that.
Yeah, I do, man. But yeah, man, it's so cool, because your guy, Michael Jackson, from what I was told, got those sounds from different places.
He has perfect pitch.
Everybody layer them.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So
Mike was a direct godsend. That's all I can say.
So tell us about the skinny sound before we run.
Skinny sound, not really. It's really a concept of less is more. I think it kind of came up to me because I feel like everything I've done, and a lot of my friends tease me about this, it's orchestrated, it's big, it's expansive, and I just wanted to do something really simple, just bass, drums, guitar, harmonica, no keyboards, no strings, no nothing. So it's kind of like a fun kind of explanation of what the skinny sound is. It's just something linear, or as a sound, the skinny sound is a sound that's skinny. That's really what it is.
Well, we like it, and we're gonna run it. Y'all check this out right here on Funk from the Front Street. Funk from the Front Seat. I'm hanging out with my good brother SHYN DIGG. I'm a little tired today because I worked really late last night, so that's what I'm trying to energize myself through this conversation, which is working great. Everybody can go back and watch this, I guess, tonight at 12 o'clock. We're going to hold off on the 6th because it's a beautiful day. Everybody's out. So, but Mark, man, could you run the skinny sound for me, please, sir?
Yeah, you can.
Thank you, sir.
The skinny sound. Come on. The skinny sound. The skinny sound. The sound is skinny. So slim and so slender. With a wit so itty bitty. The skinny skinny sound. Skinny sound. You see, the skinny sound can't handle much weight, but it will if it has to. If it needs to orchestrate, the skinny sound is simple and linear. It makes it all digestible, so easy to remember. The skinny sound, the sound to the feel. It's less than perfection. It's how it's always been. The skinny sound. 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 They sing out of way for the kind of song that you can play in an open jam. The skinny sound is simply just true. No need to embellish to make it sound more cute. The skinny sound is what it is. Gonna do what it is and rest what it will rest. The skinny sound will keep y'all dancing. It'll seem like a relative. Doesn't sound you know exactly when. The skinny sound, the skinny sound, the skinny sound, the skinny
Yo, bro, I be blasting that at warp 12 in my car, bro. When you sent me all this stuff, right? I was driving Uber, right? Just driving whatever, man. I be blasting it at warp 12. Oh, you can't hear me? I don't know why. I'm muted. Mark, you hear me?
I hear you. Yes.
Yeah, I think on your side, yeah, it's not muted. We hear each other.
Yeah, we hear each other for sure.
We don't hear you.
Hear me?
Yeah, now we got you.
Now we got
Okay, cool. Sorry.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
I was saying I be blasting that at warp 12, man, when I'm working. My car be rattling.
You know, that was the debut of my harmonica playing. I picked up harmonica about a year ago, and I've been having a fun time just playing it. You know, and my daughter is actually doing some of the shouts on there.
Oh, she is? That's your daughter?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. She was doing the backseat one. I was like, oh, we got to put that in. You know, so,
Yeah.
so she helped me out with that.
That's the beauty of your music. It always has you in it, man, and that's the genius of what you do, man. Because you could still hear those that are new to it; they're hearing it now. But for me, I hear everything that you've ever done and your influences or whatever.
Thanks,
So,
man.
thanks, Mark, for that.
Thank you,
trying
Mark.
to get at least a little shout out in there too. He said it to me. I didn't download. I'm sorry. I've been so busy. But yeah, man. It's Yo, what up, Kev? How you doing, bro? Love you, man. When you are working and you're creating and you're in this place now, the process that we all have to use right now to evaluate what it is that we're putting out, I know that's very, very important to you.
Yeah.
So tell us about what you have for the future and what your plans are as far as what you see coming down the line for you.
Well, I have a goal. My goal is to have 10 albums in my lifetime. I'm working on the 8th right now. I'm actually working on 8, 9, and 10 simultaneously. That's the first goal. It's just getting music that's in my head out. I'm trying to get something into a commercial or a movie. That's something else that I would really, really like to do. I would like to assemble a band and play live again. That I would really like to do. So that's the immediate thing musically. After I get my 10 albums, then whatever happens after that musically, but that's been a goal of mine, to have 10 dig deep albums of things that have been documented. That's my immediate goal.
Yo, that's what's up, man. That's what's up. You're an inspiration to a lot of people, including myself. Like I said, there'd be no Nappy Head Funk Army if I didn't come to Wetlands and see bands like you.
Wow,
straight up, man. It's real, bro. It's real, man. Because we were, not even in existence when I first met you. So, and I saw that, and I told you this on the phone. It meant a lot to me to see young Black men and women and young gay men and women and young straight men and women and people of all ilk at the Wetlands, every color, every race, creed, and color, to be on that stage together, working out, playing with Living Color and stuff like that, and Corey and his band, and the Reverend Love thing, and Craig Ajamu, and Harrington and his people, John Willis, Eric Pearl, and to see all these people, like I told you, Clayton Harding, I reached out to him on Facebook the other day, to see all of these bands there. It was a glorious time, man. And everybody
was.
But there was no hate. That's the one thing that I don't like now. Even in the funk community today, there is, and we have to stop hating. It puts out that unnecessary energy. Back then, it was okay if you were on a bill with 4, 5, 6 bands. Everybody loved each other. Sure, everybody wanted to shine and grind and pump it up, but there was no residual hate like it is now. Tell me your thoughts on that.
Well, first of all, I didn't even know that there was this brewing hate thing going on in the funk community. That's one thing. I thought that was all outside the territory. So that's news to me, and it's sad if that's happening, because
it happens, bro.
The pioneers of funk did not bring that at all to the table. We are not built on that. Bootsy, Sly, James, George,
that's right.
Commodores, Sugarfoot. I try to tell people that one of the great things about when we were growing up is that we didn't read about Maurice White trying to take out Lionel Richie or Teddy Pendergrass wanting to fight. I don't know. It just wasn't there. Or the Brothers Johnson getting into a brawl with, Taste of Honey or whatever it may be. It just wasn't that. And that boggles me. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that at all.
Yeah, you know what it is? It's not so much that there's like a war hate kind of thing. I can elaborate and say what it is that it's lack of support.
Right.
And to me, that's basically not. I don't know if hate was too strong a word, but it's basically the same thing. If you're not supporting what's out there just because you're not on it,
Right.
or just because you don't have a part in it, or you had nothing to do with it, or you live in another state or whatever, it doesn't mean that that's not adding to the fabric
Yeah.
of the whole what the creator wants us to do.
Okay, now I
So,
understand.
you know what I'm saying?
So I would say that, you know, for those of us who remain positive, really all we can do is try to become the majority or stay the majority and keep pushing that you know, message. And message is everything, you know, a positive message. I mean, we see what's happening around us outside music, in the political arena and otherwise, and it's crazy and it makes no sense.
Yep. That's
But we
right.
have to deal with it, you know, and we have to protect ourselves with music, and really good music, positive music.
Yep.
That's really the only armor that we have, you know.
Yep. You know, getting into where we are now, with this next phase of life, of music, of you know, understanding our place spiritually, growing, elevating higher consciousness and things like that, man. I like the fact that your music is organically pro school. I don't say old school, because you still hear horns, you still hear real instruments, you still hear the open and closing of the hi-hat. You're very detail oriented, just like Kevin. Shout out to my dog. But yeah, Kevin working on something for me right now. Yo, it's coming. It's gonna be hot. Trust me.
Yeah.
it's hot. But you're detail orientated, right? And did you ever think about trying to teach or get into that aspect of it yourself?
I did think about it. I guess I just didn't have a program for it. It wasn't calling me, you know, it wasn't a driven thing. So, you know, I mean, I have taught, you know, like bass and guitar and everything. I think my teaching, or me being put in that position, came from being in a band and being there and being able to spontaneously instruct or say, try this, play it like this, blah blah blah. That's the way, you know. It wasn't, there wasn't any kind of syllabus or anything written out, you know. I'm there and I can help. Then it just comes through. Everything that I am comes through, and I'll probably teach you something that I didn't even think of before, because it just occurred to me right then and there. You know, so I would say that if I were to be in the that vicinity of being a teacher, that's the kind of teacher I am. You know,
And believe me,
and I've been taught by many great people, you know. But I think whatever I've had, which is kind of unscripted, that's what I've been able to bring to somebody, you know, where say, no, don't sing it like this, you know, or try it this way, you know, or use this part, you know, whatever it may be, whatever I am inspired to do, because I'm concerned about the results. And for some reason, I know how to get to the goal. So it may not be a pre-thought thing. I'll know like how to get it. Right then and there. So it works that way in the studio. It works that way in rehearsal. It works that way when I'm just composing in my head, you know. So.
See, this is the thing, and I love that you said that, because that spiritual side is what the rehearsal and all that stuff, when you're putting in that music and your thought and you're getting that sound in the studio, you'd be like, okay, this has to go here. You said something important. You know how to get to the end result.
Yeah.
You know how to get there. You might not know it along the way, but then you hear it, you know how to get there, man. But yo, we're destined to do a project together. I'm working on figuring out how to get to you, like after these one song I'm doing, but then I thought about it. I was like, okay, this is the year that we have to do something together. I can no longer like put it off, wait, this and that and third, you know.
All right, man.
This is the year, man. We're gonna make something happen, because you've all been, like I said, one of my favorites. So, you know, I really can't wait. I'm very excited about it. I can't. I'm anxious. I'm like, okay, I'm going to bring something, and I'm going to be like, okay, you take this and do what you do with it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's kind of thing we do. We got time for one more, man. It's been an amazing interview, man. An hour and a half just flies by, bro. Party on the Roof. Tell me about that.
Oh, let me see. Party on the Roof. I had a girlfriend that lived on 3rd Street between 1st and 2nd Avenue in the East Village. And we did have a party on her roof. And I just pretty much wrote what was there. You know?
Right.
And it was such a fun time. And it's just nothing deep. It reminds me of that period of her. And it was just a nice little. It was a sunny day. It was beautiful. You could see the city. On the roof, you could see a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
And it was just great, and it was just that's really what it was. Just a party on the roof. I basically just wrote what was there.
Wow. Y'all check this out.
All on the sale, my building bell doesn't work. Clouds reaching overestimated alert. Change of location, seems my place is too small, y'all. I know another place where we'll have a ball on the roof. We're having a party. On the rule number 1, please stay away from the ledge. I can't relax if all my nerves are on edge. Bring all the beverages and I'll bring the food. We'll dance to music that was funky and memorable too. On the we're having a party on the roof. We're gonna check out the city on the roof. Check out the fireworks display on the roof. Turn down the DJ, someone call the police. But that won't stop us from getting our release. 2 in the morning and a Saturday move. Grab everything, we'll move the party to some other room. Continue to have us a party on the roof. We're gonna check out the city from the roof. Check out the fireworks displays, the sight to stay from the roof. It keeps me up from the ground, floating roof, and brings me closer to God from the roof. On the roof. On the roof. On the roof. On the
Yo, that was dope.
Listen, let me mention Lydia Harrell is on lead vocals. She has come to my aid many times. Mark Henry, friend of mine from New York, who had a band called Second Step, and who else is on there? There's one other person I need to mention on there. Oh God, I'm I'm blanking. But anyway, these are people that I love dearly and have come to my aid. So
Yo, that song is being such, like you said, a happy place. I was listening to it, right? Because I hadn't heard that before. And that was the other day. I was like, okay, let me listen to all of this stuff, right? Get ready for the show. And I was like, wow, that's like I feel like I'm on like, 36th Street or something, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And just like that sunshine and that, that early summer day in New York City and that vibe, and you can hear it, man. And that's a beautiful piece of work because it stands the test of time.
Thanks, man.
One of those songs, man.
I think wherever you are has a lot to do with your what you put out.
Yeah.
And New York has just had a serious staying power for me. It's home of all homes for me.
Yeah.
It's just so it's been responsible for a lot of music that I put out.
Well, you mentioned Second Step. Kevin said he played with Second Step, so shout out.
Oh, hey, Kevin.
Yeah.
I wonder what period, because I played with them in the 90s. I used to see them before because we did shows together, the Trip and Second Step. So they've been we've been friends with Josh Rabinowitz and all those cats. We've been friends forever. Tim Shampoo is another person who has helped me out a lot. Dozens of people. And next time I'm writing a list. I
didn't mean to spring it on you. I get it.
Because I don't want anybody to be left out. But I
get it.
I want everybody to know, if I know you, I appreciate you.
Yeah.
I may not mention your name, but if I know you, I appreciate you. I know what you've done for me, and it's deeply appreciated and always will be. So.
And people that know you know that, bro. Let me tell you, we know. We know, like, because you're kind heart, bro. I'm telling you, man.
And one thing I have to say, one of the motivations that I use for finishing music is that when I ask someone to come in, and they come in just on a, just to help me out, I feel like I owe it to them to finish the project. So with them in mind, because they took the time out of their schedule to help me out, I feel like I have to finish this project, and I use that as a motivation. The fact that they took their time to help me out with something, I just can't let it just, just dissipate and just go nowhere. I don't want their time to be wasted. I want to be able to say, listen, man, look what you helped me do.
Yeah.
That's important to me.
That's a beautiful thing, man. That's what's up. We're going to end it with that. I'm going to give you the full screen, let you say what you have to say. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's been a great show. Hanging out with my dog, Shindig, and everybody that's been on the chat line. Hold on. Oh, he said, hold on. We got the period. Kevin said he played with them 95. Months in Japan. Okay,
I remember when they went. They had split up. I think they had split up the group. So some of us went to Fire Island. No, not Fire Island. Shelter Island. And I think some went to Japan. So yeah, that, because I played with them in 95, 94. Was it 94? Well, definitely 95. And I think I had to leave early to go on a tour. But yeah, that maybe he can confirm that. Right. Some of them went to Japan, and some stayed and played in Shelter Island.
Right. That's
and
dope,
it was the best time when we played in Shelter Island. We were on the back of a one of those floats. They were having some kind of celebration on the island, and we were on the back of the float. Man, it's creeping along the way, and the Second Step, they know how to have a good time. So we're drinking and playing, and yes. Oh man, that's one of my favorite memories. Those guys, and they have stories. I mean, fun stories.
Yeah,
that's all I can say.
Yeah,
they were a great group of guys, and just they were great.
Yo, that's what's up. See, only on Funk from the Front Seat can we make connections like this, because we all come from that thing, man. Thanks, Kev.
What's up, Kevin?
Yo, and see, this is this makes me really happy when my audience is interactive as well, and then we find out things that we didn't know before. So peace, love, and harmony, and dropping that knowledge is always good, bro. So we appreciate you, man. Thank you, Mark, for doing everything you do today, and
Yeah,
Lisa
thank
and Deb
you.
and everybody that tuned in that will watch later. Thank everybody around the world. But I'm gonna give you the last word,
Mm,
and then we get ready to get out of here. All right, bro? Appreciate
right. Hey everybody, how you doing? This is SHYN here from Dig Deep and formerly of The Trip. I'm always thankful for the platform. Thankful to Zach Roberson, to Mark Stone from New Orleans, and anybody who has put themselves up there to help me out. I hope to be playing for you one day soon, getting my group together and just doing it because it just needs to be done. Please check out the Skinny Sound, which is our latest single on. It's on Spotify, it's on SoundCloud, and DistroKid. So, but there's not much I can say. I'm just happy to be alive. Oh, also, we lost someone recently, T.M. Stevens, an amazing bass player, legendary bass player. It was a big loss, and I just hope that I know he's playing for the Angels. So that was sad for a lot of us. We also lost a gentleman by the name of who had Soul Patrol. God, I'm blanking. I'm not good with interviews. Anyway, we've lost a couple people, and I'm sad that we have lost Bob Davis. Sorry, Bob Davis, who was the founder of Soul Patrol. He passed away not too long ago, and I just want to say rest in peace. I and a lot of people that knew them are sad to see them go. So pray for their spirits, pray for their welcoming into a better place. And in the meantime, everyone take care of your health and keep going forward in a positive manner. So, hold on a minute.
You're on mute, Zach.
I got it now. I'm good.
No, Zach's on mute.
Oh, okay.
Zach.
Sorry about that. Yeah,
That's right.
the thing is messing crazy today for some reason. But what I was going to say, we can't forget to acknowledge this brother and everything he did. Premier Session Cat, Premier Road Cat, all the people he played with, a lot of the music that he did. People don't even know that he's on it, And like you said, bro, he's one of the true funk soldier pioneers. Now
he was powerful.
Music at a higher frequency.
And I don't know if you knew Bob Davis from called Soul Patrol. He had a platform
I heard the name
called
before.
He passed away not too long ago. So I just want to say rest in peace to him as well. So it's been a little sad for all of us.
Yeah. But we got to carry on. That's one of the reasons why I think we got to keep the funk alive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we love you all out there.
Yeah, and please, musicians, take care of your health. Don't take it for granted. Do your visits, all these things. We are grown men. We know this is what we have to do. So please stick around with us. Take care of your health. Get your exams. Just do it. Just please.
That's a dope message. That's right. That's a very good message. Thank you for hanging out. We're going to get out of here, man. So y'all hang out with us as we do our shout outs around the world. Make it funky funk from the front seat. Night on the Grind TV every Saturday, 12 p.m. Our guest today, none other than SHYN is in the house, dropping his music, the Plaid album, and everything in between. That's digging deep, y'all. So let's go around the world. We're going to start in Cali. West Coast, clap your hands like this. Hawaii, Samoans, doing the Humpty Hump. Japan, Tokyo, Annyeonghaseyo, Germany, Switzerland. All around the world in Dubois. Back over here in England. Massachusetts is in the house. Texas is in the house. North and South Carolina, Virginia, Oklahoma, Chicago, Indiana. Y'all in there? Minneapolis, Detroit, New Jersey, you heard? Plainfield, where you at? Dig deep today, y'all. Spread peace and love the Shindig way. Shout out to all the people on the thread that will come on later. I love y'all. Give me that love and I'll give it back. I'm pushing it back to you now, yo. It's going to be a beautiful day. Florida, Georgia, New York, Bayshore, Long Island, where I'm from, Queens, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Westchester, Connecticut, Delaware, are you aware? Pennsylvania, funky Philly Dilly, North and South Dakota, Alaska, Canada, where you at? Funk, not fight. Don't forget, in Florida, live tonight, Bootsy Collins dropping his newest artist. So y'all need to check that out. Along with my brother, Young James Brown, gonna be down there. Yo, it's dope, man. Bootsy Collins, Bootzilla Records, 4 or 5 new artists coming out. Brother's doing his thing. We love you, Bootsy and Patty. Funk from the front seat. I hope y'all had a good time today. It's time for me to get out of here, go grind and make some cheddar. Nappy Head got something coming soon too, y'all. Shout out to my newest heroes on the West Coast, the Skunk Mob. The brothers and sisters on last week. That was dope. Woo! Nothing but a party. Shindig is in the house. That's what we do. I'll see y'all next week. I love you guys, man. Thank you, brother. I love you with all my heart and soul. Good God. Hey. All right, Mark, get us out of here, bro. Cut this car off and let's go fly on, bro. Yes, we get silly. We had to get silly at the end of the show. Right. It's been a long, long night.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you so much.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you, man. From the bottom of my heart, bro. Appreciate you.